KHOU 11 News at 5:30 starts now.
We begin with breaking news this evening. 2 people are hurt after a small plane crashed in the Cypress area. It happened along Cypress-area Road, which is northwest of Telge and Hofmeister. Let's get right to Maria Aguilera, who is there now. Maria, what can you tell us about the people on board?
Cheryl, we can tell you both the man and woman on board are in the hospital, but they are expected to survive. DPS believes the pilot lost power, causing this small plane to go down. It is a Cessna 150, and we're told it took off from Cleveland, Texas. DPS says they're not sure which airport it was headed to in the Cypress area, but it crashed here on Cypress-area Road. According to DPS Sergeant Richard Standifer, when the pilot lost power, he tried to land in the pasture. He hit an embankment, came up, struck a tree, and that's when this plane went down. Now, Sergeant Standifer says both on board are lucky because he says he's seen several crashes like this one where people don't make it out alive.
There's only been a handful where they were able to walk away from it. So there's non-life-threatening injuries. The female in the plane received some lacerations to the face, but they're non-life-threatening injuries, and they'll be able to see another Thanksgiving.
And now here back at the scene, the Federal Aviation Administration will investigate and look into why this plane lost power and provide any other information. And then this small plane here will be towed away. Cheryl.
Okay, very scary indeed. Thank you so much, Maria.
This was just a place of safety for people. It was a place where people could, in a conservative community, often get the acceptance that too many of them might not have had at home or in their other circles. And to see this occur is really just put us all in a state of shock here in Colorado and across the country.
Colorado Governor Jared Polis, the first openly gay governor elected in the U.S., says he is heartbroken over a shooting at an LGBTQ nightclub that killed 5 people and wounded more than a dozen others. Colorado Springs police are looking into whether the shooting was a hate crime, and they are commending the heroic patrons who fought back and stopped the gunman, who is now in custody. Here's Janet Shamlin.
I'm so terribly saddened and heartbroken.
Grief and anguish from Colorado Springs Police Chief Adrian Vasquez after a gunman opened fire at Club KHOU, a gathering spot for the city's LGBTQ community.
I lost friends.
Joshua Thurman says he was on the dance floor when the terror started.
Bodies on the ground, blood, shattered glass window. It was so heartbreaking.
Authorities say the suspect, 22-year-old Anderson Lee Aldrich, was ultimately stopped by 2 club customers and arrested by police within minutes of the rampage.
We are actively processing the scene at Club KHOU. Initial evidence and interviews indicate that the suspect entered Club KHOU and immediately began shooting at people inside as he moved further into the club.
Police say at least 2 firearms were found at the club after the shooting, confirming the gunman used a long rifle.
A few feet away, I saw someone lying on the ground.
Michael Anderson says he was working behind the bar when the firing started. Anderson scrambled for cover behind a booth near a patio and says he thought he was going to die.
We were all just terrified, just holding each other. Shortly after that, it went silent. The gunshot stopped, everything stopped.
The DA says investigators are working to determine a motive and whether it should be prosecuted as a hate crime. Janet Shamlian, CBS News, Colorado Springs, Colorado.
President Joe Biden tweeted his condolences to the families of the 5 victims, saying, quote, "While no motive in this attack is yet clear, we know that gun violence has a particular impact on LGBTQI+ communities across our nation, and we must drive out the inequities that contribute to the violence against LGBTQI+ people. We cannot tolerate hate." We are going to stay on top of any new developments with this story and bring you the latest on air, online, and on our KHOU 11 app. New tonight, tributes are pouring in for one of the original Power Ranger actors. Jason David Frank initially played the green Power Ranger, then later played the white one. His family has not released a cause of death, but they are asking for privacy. Frank was a regular at a comic book store event, and he signed autographs for all of his fans. He also had a home in Atascocita, along with 2 local martial arts studios. Rising Sun Karate had locations in Atascocita and Pearland. The studio posted tributes on Facebook saying, in part, Jason was the most unique, driven, energetic, and creative person. His passion and talents for the martial arts made him a symbol and icon for multiple generations. Frank was 49 years old. Right now, Houston police are hoping debris left at the scene of a deadly hit and run will help them find the driver responsible. It happened late last night along the I-10 feeder road near Normandy Street. Police say a driver hit and killed a man who was riding his bike. Then that driver kept going. It's believed the victim was hit by at least one other car before people stopped to check on him. Well, you have got to see this. People in parts of New York are literally having to dig their way out of their own homes after an historic, deadly snowstorm. The lake effect snow dumped at least 6 feet in the Buffalo area. New York's governor declared a state of emergency across 11 counties in western New York and warned the heavy snow could collapse roofs.
Despite the fact that it may not be in blizzard conditions, these roofs can be collapsed when you put the weight of 5, 6, 7 feet of snow on them.
Officials in Erie County say 2 people died from cardiac complications related to shoveling snow. The heavy stuff is winding down today, but more snow is possible later this week. While travel is a nightmare up north, we're looking pretty good in Houston on what transportation officials say is one of the busiest travel days of the year. You're looking live at Hobby Airport, where folks are coming and going ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday, but brace yourself for next weekend. The TSA says the Sunday after Thanksgiving is actually the busiest day to travel of the year. All right, let's turn to Pat Kaplan. And Pat, we're enjoying a nice break from that rain today. I saw the sun and loved it, but now news of more rain?
Yeah, we're going to see rain again as we get into tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to have any major impacts on travel locally here at home. I think another thing to consider is now that a lot of people are still working from home, that travel, that busyness in travel is kind of spread out over several days. So it was a busy travel day today. I'm sure it's going to be busy again as we get into tomorrow and the next few days. So the rest of the country here is looking good. It's the Northeast that will be the travel spot as we get into tomorrow, specifically off the Great Lakes. Buffalo still dealing with major travel issues. Detroit also dealing with some pretty significant issues, but up and down the 95 corridor, you should be okay. It's really the interior spots here off the Great Lakes where they're still dealing with occasional lake effect snow showers, even out towards Chicago, where you may run into some issues. All right, we've got 4 days to go until Thanksgiving. We are expecting warmer weather here, but with showers. That is still in the forecast. We'll talk about that in detail in just a second. Right now, yeah, we got a break from the rain today. It was nice. A lot of clouds out there, even a few breaks of sunshine for the first half of the day. Clouds are in for good now. Temperatures in the low to mid 50s. On radar, we're starting to pick up again on more showers here on the west side of town, mainly to the west of 45, to the west of 288. These will overspread the area as we go through the course of the overnight. So it's a cold rain as we get into tomorrow. I don't think it's a huge washout like we saw yesterday. It'll be more on and off. Still, though, just a kind of a miserable, gross day. For the rest of the week, travel weather looks good, and then we're dealing with shower chances again as we get into the day on Thursday. So here's how the chances break down. About a 60% chance for tomorrow. Again, it's not an all-day washout, but you're going to be in and out of these showers. It's going to be cold. It's not a great feeling day. Tuesday we're dry, Wednesday we're mainly dry, and then Thursday for Thanksgiving looks like a 50-50 shot right now before we dry things out as we get into the weekend. So through the overnight, clouds around, that shower chance stays in play. Coastal low is going to try to move close to the area for tomorrow. I think it stays far enough south that the rain chances, the bulk of the rain stays to the south, but we do get a few showers in play. It's cold out there as well. We'll have a north wind. Temperatures struggle to hit 50 degrees. And then as we get into Tuesday, that pushes to the south and east. High pressure moves in, that'll bring us more sunshine and a bump in the temperatures as well. So mid to upper 40s for the overnight. Rain starts to overspread the area Monday morning, and and then it's just showers. Notice no blips of yellow or red, which indicate that heavy rain. So it'll be a light, steady, off and on rain. But look at the temperatures. We only make it to the upper 40s by the afternoon. As we get into Tuesday, finally, things start to turn around. Mid-40s in the morning, and then we shoot up into the low and mid-60s. Finally, for the first time in at least a week and a half, with a decent amount of sunshine, maybe a few more clouds down towards the south and west. Looking ahead to Thursday, again, we're still comparing both of our models. They're still showing the same thing. American model has a widespread shower chance. European model now coming more in line with that solution. A little more bullish here on the rain chances. There's not going to be a severe threat. I don't think we're talking thunderstorms, but we are talking about a pretty good chance for showers, especially for the middle and the later half of the day. So temperatures, again, that's going to be the big story as well. We're on a nice warming trend here. Temperatures in the 60s for much of this week. By the weekend, we finally get back above normal, and that is in line with the Climate Prediction Center forecast here as we wrap up the last few days of November, finally getting back above normal. So 54 tomorrow, low to mid 60s Tuesday, Wednesday, as we get into Thanksgiving, again, about a 50-50 shot of showers, Cheryl, with temperatures back to the upper 60s, and we stay mild all the way into next weekend.
All right, thanks, Pat. Now for a tournament the entire world is watching. The 2022 FIFA World Cup games underway right now. For the first time, the tournament is being held in the Middle East. Fans gathered here in Houston to watch. This is a look at the watch party at Pitch 25 in Edo. Ecuador defeated host nation Qatar 2-0 in the opening match today. This was the first time a host nation has lost an opening match, which was thrilling for Ecuador fans in Houston.
It's a huge, huge pride to see all of my family and all of the folks here sharing the same passion we have for soccer.
On my father's side of the family, yeah, it's from Ecuador. Went to Quito my whole life growing up, so yeah, it's incredible to see the first game 2-0, incredible, amazing.
32 international teams are competing over the next 4 weeks. Tomorrow, the U.S. will face Wales. England will play Iran, and Senegal plays Netherlands. We'll have much more coverage tonight on KHOU 11 Sports Extra. And whether you're catching a flight or staying home this Thanksgiving, we have the perfect way to celebrate with us. We're counting down to our HEB Thanksgiving Day Parade. It will be hosted by our own Ron Trevino and Deborah Duncan. You can watch it live right here on KHOU 11 starting at 9 Thanksgiving morning or on our KHOU 11 Plus app. Well, have you started shopping for the holidays yet? If so, we're asking that you keep our Secret Santa drive in mind. It benefits the Salvation Army Angel Tree program. Just scan the code on your screen to find out where you can drop off toys or donate money if you'd like. You can do all of it online. And as always, we appreciate your help and your generosity. That's going to do it for us. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll be right back here tonight a little later at 10:30. Have a good evening.